When my wife, Emily, and I got married, we were inseparable. Our love was the kind that people wrote songs about, pure, passionate, and seemingly unbreakable. We spent hours talking about our dreams, holding hands in the quiet of the night, and finding joy in the smallest of moments. But as the years passed, life tested us in ways we never anticipated. Stress from work crept into our conversations. Financial difficulties tightened their grip around us. The responsibilities of adulthood dulled the spark that once burned so brightly. And then, without warning, Emily began to withdraw. At first, it was subtle. Moments of silence that stretched longer than before. A distant gaze when I spoke. An absent-minded nod instead of the laughter that used to fill our home. She spent hours lost in thought, her fingers scrolling endlessly through her phone, her mind miles away even when she sat beside me. I told myself it was just stress. I gave her space, believing that whatever was weighing on her would pass. But it didn't. The distance between us grew with each passing day. Conversations became strained, then non-existent. She started canceling our date nights, pulling away when I reached for her hand, even choosing to sleep in the guest room on occasion. I tried to bridge the gap, to understand what was happening. But every attempt to talk ended in silence or frustration. The woman who once confided in me, who had once been my best friend, felt like a stranger. As months passed, my patience wore thin. I felt invisible, like a mere shadow in her life. Love and warmth had been replaced by tension and resentment. And so, in an effort to protect myself, I began to pull away too. I stopped trying. I stopped initiating conversations, stopped waiting up for her at night, stopped hoping for a smile that never came. Instead, I threw myself into my own world, burying my loneliness beneath work, hobbies, and anything that numbed the ache of rejection. If she didn't want me, I wouldn't beg for her attention. Then one evening, after yet another argument, something inside me snapped. Emily, how can you say I don't care? My voice trembled with frustration. I've been trying for months, but you keep shutting me out. I can't keep doing this. I'm done. For the first time in what felt like forever, I saw something in her eyes, shock, sadness, regret. Jake, please don't say that, she whispered, tears forming in the corners of her eyes. I know I've been distant, but I didn't realize how much it was hurting you. I let out a hollow laugh. Didn't realize? Emily, you've been pushing me away for months. I don't even know who you are anymore. My voice broke despite my resolve. Tears streamed down her face as she looked away. I didn't mean to. I thought I could handle it on my own. I was struggling, and I didn't want to burden you. But I was wrong. Please, Jake, give me another chance. Her vulnerability stunned me. I had expected more anger, more defensiveness. But instead, I saw someone who was hurting, someone who had been lost just like me. And yet, part of me was too wounded to believe her words. I don't know, Emily, I said after a long silence. I need time. And with that, I walked away, leaving her sobbing on the couch. The days that followed were a blur of emotions. I replayed our conversation over and over, questioning everything. Had I been too harsh? Had I given up too soon? Then one evening, I received a message from her. It was an apology, raw, heartfelt, and honest. She admitted she had been struggling with depression and anxiety, which had caused her to withdraw from everything, including me. She promised to seek help and asked if we could try to rebuild what we had lost together. Reading her words, I felt torn. Understanding the reason behind her behavior brought relief, but trust was harder to repair. I wasn't sure if I could open my heart again, if I could risk more pain. But love, true love, was never meant to be easy. After days of soul-searching, I decided to give us another chance. We agreed to attend therapy together, to work through the wounds we had both inflicted, and to support each other in healing. Therapy was not a quick fix. The sessions were raw and painful, forcing us to confront truths we had long ignored. Emily worked on being more present in our relationship. She sought treatment for her mental health, and slowly started to rediscover the person she had once been. I too learned to be more patient, more understanding. Healing, I realized, was not about rushing back to how things used to be. It was about creating something new, something stronger. We reintroduced date nights, took long walks together, found comfort in simple moments, cooking dinner side by side, sharing quiet laughter over a late-night movie, holding hands just because. One evening, as we sat on the porch watching the sunset, Emily turned to me with a soft smile. "Jake, I know it hasn't been easy, but I want you to know how grateful I am. I love you more than words can express." I took her hand in mine, feeling a renewed sense of hope. "I love you too, Emily. We've come a long way, and I believe we can keep growing together." The journey wasn't over, but we had taken the first steps toward healing. We learned that love isn't just about the good times. It's about weathering the storms together. It's about standing by each other through the darkest nights and finding our way back to the light. With patience, commitment, and a newfound understanding, we built a new foundation for our marriage. One rooted in trust, honesty, and a love that refused to break. Years later, as we celebrated another anniversary, I reflected on our journey. It had been filled with pain and doubt, but also resilience and growth. We had proven that love isn't about perfection. It's about choosing each other every single day. As we raised our glasses in a quiet toast, I looked at Emily and smiled. We had faced our darkest moments and come out stronger. No matter what lay ahead, I knew one thing for certain. We would face it together.